Look at all my friends in the kitchen with me. Oh, you guys are wet. Were you outside? Oh my word. Okay. Loves. Hi, my loves. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I love you, Gwen. Yes, I love you. I love you. My buddies. They all want to play. Bees is going to talk to you. How are you doing today? I'm in my kitchen today. What do I have going on for you for today? Well, it's kind of a day. There is a winter storm warning, winter weather warning out in my area today. And so, yeah, it's a bit cold. It's a bit windy. The rain hasn't quite come in again today. It's been raining the last couple of days. It's set to come in anytime now. So yeah, on days like this, I like to stay in and stay cozy and enjoy the weather. I love a good winter day. I don't like to go out unless I absolutely have to. My toes are cold, my nose is cold, and so today I'm staying in. The girls, they want French toast tonight for dinner. We're gonna have breakfast for dinner tonight. It was Allie's choice and she said French toast, only I don't have any bread. No Texas toast to make French toast. Don't much feel like going to the store. I've got everything I need to make bread. I make bread often, sandwich bread, a loaf of bread, about every Sunday. It's something the girls really like. They really prefer the fresh homemade bread now. It's something I started a couple of months ago when Kayla started her sourdough starter. We got on that side of TikTok, the sourdough starter side of TikTok, and Kayla started her own sourdough starter that she named Benjamin, and she started it from scratch, fed it until it started fermenting, until it started rising, and now she's got a sourdough starter. And while she was making sourdough starter, I started seeing all these bread recipes and thought, you know what, I'm gonna try and make my own homemade loaf of sandwich bread, and I want to see if it tastes any different or if it's better. Well, to my surprise, and I don't know why it was a surprise, the homemade bread, sandwich bread, was way better than store-bought. The girls actually really love it too, and so every Sunday I have been calling that my Reset Sunday, and I have been making homemade loaves of bread for the week. Now, if I don't finish the bread, or if we don't finish the bread by the end of Sunday, I typically take that bread, since it's a week old, and I usually make a breakfast bake with it, like a blueberry breakfast bake or a banana breakfast bake, a cinnamon breakfast bake, pull apart bread with it, and just make something yummy so I'm not wasting the bread. This week we had grilled cheese sandwiches and soup a couple times, and so the loaf of bread was gone quicker than usual. And so I figured, you know what, since the girls want French toast, Texas toast, I'm gonna make a loaf of bread since I don't feel like going out. I'm gonna show you just how easily you can make your own bread. It is not something that takes a long time. This is one of those loaves of breads that you really just can't mess up, and it's gonna turn out perfect every time. And so let me show you how I like to make my homemade sandwich bread. Let's get to it. Look at this handsome boy. I love you. I love you. Oh yeah, go through. I don't go to Starbucks anymore. I've got a new coffee maker that I am absolutely in love with that has a frother on it. And oh my goodness, Kayla and I are obsessed with making our own coffee now. It is so delicious. I need a cup of coffee first. Let's make one. Now that I've got my coffee, I'm ready to show you just how easily you can make this bread. We're gonna start off with 2 cups of milk, and this needs to be warmed. Not hot, just warmed. So I'm gonna pop it in the microwave and I'm gonna give it a go for about a minute. I'm using my KitchenAid mixer, so the ingredients are just gonna go straight in that bowl. Yeah, the 2 cups of warm milk, and to that milk, I'm gonna add some active dry yeast. We're gonna go with 1.5 tablespoons of the yeast, and the active yeast is gonna get activated quicker because the milk is warm. We're gonna need some regular sugar, granulated sugar, and we're gonna go with 1 tablespoon of that. I keep all my stuff in mason jars. It just looks so nice and cohesive that way. Once I've got the sugar added, I'm gonna go ahead and whisk this, and I'm gonna whisk it good for about 2 or 3 minutes just to get the yeast, the sugar, and the milk well incorporated with each other. Then I'm just gonna kind of set this aside for about 10, 15, 20 minutes just to let that yeast get nice and frothy like you see it here. That took about 15 minutes. And once it's good and frothy, we're gonna need some honey, and I'm gonna go with 1/4 cup of honey. And this is really just gonna add a bit of sweet taste to the bread, but not too sweet. Trust me, you don't wanna leave this out. This is such a good addition to white bread, loaf bread. You're gonna need 1 egg and 1/4 cup of melted butter. Some regular salt is needed, and we're gonna go with 2 teaspoons of regular salt. All-purpose flour is the flour that is gonna work fine for this. If you wanna use bread flour, you can, but all-purpose is gonna get the job done. And we're gonna go with 6 cups of all-purpose flour. Alrighty, so I said I was gonna use my KitchenAid mixer, and I am, because I cannot stand kneading bread. And since I've got this hook attachment, this is gonna get the job done. It's about working smarter, not harder. If you don't have a mixer and you have a bread maker has a kneading cycle on it. If you don't have that, you're just gonna have to get in there with your hands and really knead it. I'm gonna let this go for about 10 minutes. I love that cover, by the way. It keeps from the flour spraying out everywhere. Found it on Amazon a few months ago, and yeah, it's great. And so, like I said, I'm gonna let this go for about 10 minutes in the mixer, and it should be good, and I'm gonna say it, doughy. Now, once I do remove it from the mixing bowl, there is going to be a bit of kneading by hand that I need to do. Just a couple of minutes, because we do want to get that dough good and smooth, because it's going to make our bread come out just a bit better. So 2 or 3 minutes of kneading, I can handle that. It's just the whole process from beginning to end that I can't handle. So I'm gonna add just a bit of flour to my countertop just so it doesn't stick. And I'm gonna add just a bit of oil to my hands too, and this is gonna help my hands not stick to the dough if it's overly sticky, which it wasn't. I was super satisfied. Now I'm gonna take another mixing bowl. I'm gonna get some oil in there, get it good and greased. This sprayer is amazing, by the way. I love it. If you don't want to use cooking spray and you want to use olive oil, it's such a good sprayer. And so, yeah, now I'm going to go ahead and knead this. It's good that it's like not center in the picture here. Bees is just watching like as if he wants something over there. Look at him. He's so stinking cute. Just like, Mom, are you making me something? No, I'm not making you granola right now, buddy. Sorry. Next time. They love their granola dark treats. I make them their treats all the time. Okay, so I'm done kneading it. Put it in my oil-lined, grease-lined bowl. Put a towel over it. I'm going to set this aside for about 1.5 to 2 hours and let it rise. You want it to be in a good warm place. You can see that it has over doubled in size, which is fantastic. It did what we needed it to do. And so now it should slide right out of the bowl because we greased the bowl. This is a longer loaf pan. I found it at one of the local stores in my area, Smart and Final. And so because we use more bread during the week because the girls are in school, I like having a longer loaf. If you have two smaller loaf pans, that's gonna get the job done. Now it really is just about stretching out the loaf, folding it, and shaping it to fit in the loaf pan. And there is no need for perfection when it comes to this part, I am promising you. You really just want to make sure that your folds are in and it's good and pinched off on the bottom and the sides. And I am going to grease my loaf pan. I don't usually use a brush. Once I grease it, I do go in with a paper towel and just kind of spread it around and let that paper towel pick up some of the excess oil in the pan. Now it's just ready to put my loaf in the pan, and we're gonna let this set aside for about another half hour, 45 minutes covered in a warm place, and it's gonna rise again. We want it to get another good rise before we bake it. And so yeah, that's Willow. Kayla and I had to shave her down. Somehow her fur got super matted. I think we forgot to brush her out after she went swimming one day without us. We caught her in the pool, and so we had to shave her down. So now she's got a jacket on. Anyway, okay, so it's been about an hour and a half, and the dough has risen again, and it is good to go in the oven at 350. And it should take about 25 to 30 minutes, but I'll let you know at the end how long it took. I believe, what time is it right now? It is It is 2:50. Alrighty, so it is 3:15. It's been about 25 minutes. Let's take a look at this bread. Oh my word, look at how beautiful that loaf is. I'm thinking this may be done. There is nothing like the smell of fresh baked bread in your house. Look at that. We're gonna take a stick of butter. I'm using real butter, unsalted. And we're just gonna run this over the top of it. It's gonna really get that crust good and delicious and shiny. And yeah, it just is gonna taste so delicious. I am telling you that once you make this bread, you will never wanna buy bread at the store again if you can help it, because this bread is just so easy. It never fails. And yeah, just try a loaf and let me know how yours turned out. I'm not gonna take the bread out while the pan is hot. I'm gonna let it cook just a bit longer. And look at these. I just love them. They just smell in the bread. Hi, Winnie. Hi, Biza. Hi, Willow. Yeah, look in your lips, sweet girl. You just want a treat, don't you? Do you want a treat? Do you want a treat, big boy? You have the kindest eyes I ever did see. And look at, there's my beautiful girl. The bread has cooled, and look at how gorgeous that loaf is and the crust is. Yeah, just look at this. Oh my goodness, who knew that making bread was so easy? Yeah, it just, you can't go wrong. You can't mess this recipe up. And I am promising you, it's gonna make the best sandwich bread. It's gonna make the best breakfast bakes at the end of your week. And tonight, it's gonna make the best French toast ever. Yes, look at the top of that. If you could hear it, it has such a nice hard shell on it, but it's not too hard. Let me cut a piece of this and show you what it looks like. So I gotta tell you, the bread is still just a little bit warm, and there is a softness to it that just makes you want to put butter on it and eat it. Look at how gorgeous that is. Yeah, it doesn't get any better than this. This is true, authentic sandwich bread that is so soft, it's gonna stick to the roof of your mouth when you eat it, and it is, look at that. Oh my word, go make it, please. It really is these little things that just excite me. The excitement is real, and this bread tastes amazing. Okay, right? It doesn't get any easier than that. And this bread, not only does it look amazing, but it tastes amazing. And it really doesn't take much time at all. You can't mess this bread up, I promise you. So I challenge you to try and make your own bread, because I guarantee your family might like it, or maybe don't make it because they might want you to make it all the time. Until next time, everybody, I hope you have a fantastic day. Stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy, but most of all, you know what I'm gonna say. Stay positive, please, because I'm trying. Bye for now, everybody.